There's no prophet to come, my dear. He's already here. All the stars are shining for there's no prophet to come, the Krishna consciousness, Shiva being you are, my dear, you are. Amen. Namah Shivaya. Hare Krishna. Amen. Namah Shivaya. Hare Krishna. There's no prophet to come, my dear. He's already here. No name, no phone to carry. Timeless being. Christ like you are. You are Krishna consciousness, Shiva being you are, my dear, you are. Amen. No, Namah Shivaya. Hare Krishna. Amen. No, Namah Shivaya. Hare Krishna. Christ like you are. You are Krishna consciousness, Shiva being you are, my dear, you are. Om Namo Bhagavan. Ramanaya Satguru ki jai. Satguru ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavan. Shrimati Mahadev Satguru ki jai. Arunachala Shiva Om Namah Shivaya. Om Sri Arunachala Shiva. Om Arunachala Shiva Om Shiva Arunachala. Om Arunachala Shiva Om Namah Shivaya. Om Sri Arunachala Shiva. Om Arunachala Shiva Om Shiva Arunachala. Om Tavattvana Janami Kiya Shoshi Maheshwara Yaha Shoshi Mahadeva Tahashaya Namo Namah Sri Ramanaya Satguru Ki Jai. Shri Ramanaya Satguru Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Bhagavate. Shri Muni Mahadev Satguru Ki Jai. Shri Muni Mahadev Satguru Ki Jai. Om Arunachala Shiva Om Namah Shivaya. Om Arunachala Shiva Om Namah Shivaya. Om Arunachala Shiva Om Shiva Arunachala. Om Arunachala Shiva Om Shiva Arunachala. Om Arunachala Shiva Om Namah Shivaya. Om Arunachala Shiva Om Namah Shivaya. Om Arunachala Shiva Om Shiva Arunachala. Om Arunachala Shiva Om Shiva Arunachala. Om Arunachala Shiva Om Namah Shivaya. Om Arunachala Shiva Om Namah Shivaya. Tavattvana Janami Kiha Shoshi Maheshwara Yaha Shoshi Mahadeva Tahashaya Namo Namah. Om Arunachala Shiva Om Namah Shivaya. Om Arunachala Shiva Om Namah Shivaya. Om Arunachala Shiva Om Shiva Arunachala. Om Arunachala Shiva Om Shiva Arunachala. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Bhagavate. Sri Ramanaya Satguru Ki Jai. Mahadev. Shri Ramanaya Satguru Ki Jai. Tavattvana Janami Iha Shoshi Maheshwara Yaha Shoshi Mahadeva Tahashaya Namo Namah. Sri Muni Mahadev Satguru Ki Jai. Shri Muni Mahadev Satguru Ki Jai. Om Arunachala Shiva Om Namah Shivaya. Om Arunachala Shiva Om Namah Shivaya. Om Arunachala Shiva
Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namo Bhagwan. Shri Muji Mahadev, Satguru ki jai.
Shivji Maharaj, Satguru ki jai.
Om Namo Bhagwan. Om Namo Bhagwan. Om Namo Bhagwan.
Tvameva Mata च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धु सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धु सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव
Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Sri Ram, 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 Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om. You give nothingness to nothingness. Take me away until only I. You give emptiness to emptiness. Take me away till only I. Before a wave rises, is ocean. Before desire moves, is emptiness. Give everything to everything. Take what I am not, until only I. You give nothingness to nothingness. Take me away until only I. This eternal moment, there are no desires. Just keep quiet and see what you really are. Before a wave rises, it is ocean. Before desire moves, it is emptiness. You give nothingness to nothingness. Take me away until only I. You give emptiness to emptiness. Take me away until only you give nothingness to nothingness. Take me away until only I.
Namaste everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Satguru Shri Moji Ji ki
Jai.
someone hiding today. Very warm welcome to all of you in the Hangout as well. And if this is your first time in the Hangout, the way to ask questions is to unmute your mic. And if you're on YouTube, on the chat, you can post your question. Today, because we have in-person Satsang, I might not get a chance to look at all the chat, but I will try to read all of it. Very happy to see you too, Bhavani. Enjoy the name Bhavani for a while. Your own presence is always there, always here. Marinate in that. What you have been looking for has always been here. Always. It's only that your mind takes you to the past or to the future and never lets you stay in the now. Because if you were to be in the now, then all this trouble would end. So now, be in the now. How to be in the now? Who has this question or everyone knows? Everyone knows. But I'll still tell you. To be in the now is just to not follow your mind. And what does it mean to follow your mind? It means to give it your attention and your belief. So how to be in the now? Attention seems like it's a little difficult to control. So just withdraw your belief from whatever the mind is saying. And initially the mind itself will come and say, but what are you without your mind? Will I become a vegetable? Because that is the impression we have created, that they have lost their mind, means either that they are completely crazy or they have become vegetative. But it's not like that. The truth does not need to rely on thoughts to run your life. God would not need to rely on a thought to run your life. So anytime you rely on a thought, you are creating this idea of a separate me. You're creating a separate identity. It does not exist, but you give it your belief. and you start leading the life of this separate me. Yes, my dear. Understand there? So we've been trying to lead the life of this separate me. But when inquired into, when looked at, we find that this separate me just never existed. Because in the same breath, we always say that God is everywhere. We cannot say that God is everywhere, and yet I am separate, I am a person in the same breath. Not possible. So then you must expose your belief that God is everywhere but me. That's what we are really saying. God must be everywhere but me. So all that is in front of me is God, but I am separate. I have my own individuality. I am my own person. But who can find this person? And it's been hundreds of satsangs, and I've been asking this question, but nobody has ever found. I even announced a cash award once for someone who can find this person in show. The closest that someone can come to is to say that I am this body. Isn't it? It seems like I am this body. See? But if you really look at it, there is a person who is pretending to be the owner of this body and pretending to be the controller of this body, who is pretending to be the controller of your life also. Same person has relationship problems which the body is not concerned about. If you were just the body, then how could you have a problem in relationships? And relationship number one problem in satsang. If you are suffering, and if you were to ask, you were to do a survey, then most would say relationship. Then would say work or money or security or something like that. Second. Third would say body pain, body issues, diseases related to the body. And fourth would say that I'm really suffering because of my search for true meaning, truth, for the truth. Any other problem we can have? So whose problems are these? Body is just a part of it, isn't it? There seems to be an entity which owns this body also, pretends to own this body at least. Who is this one? Does it have any tangible existence? Or is it just make believe? Is it just imagination? So if I were to ask you, maybe not here because here you feel like you have to answer spiritually or something, but if I were to ask you outside somewhere, you would just meet at a coffee shop or something and I would ask you, what kind of person are you? You'd say, I'm very honest, I'm very straightforward, or something. I'm very adventurous, or I'm very simple, I'm introverted, extroverted. Whose description is this? Who are we describing? Can we find this one? Is it not just a set of beliefs that we picked up along the way? A thought came which was appealing, and we said, I am this way. So each thought can create a desire, it can create an aversion, it can create some fear, it can create anger, or at least it can pretend to do all of this. So without relying on a thought, can you show me the person? At best, you will point to the body. And I say person because the minute I say ego, you say, no, I am not. This is not for me because I am not egoistic. The sense of belief in a separate existence, the sense of belief in individuality, the sense of belief in personhood is the ego. And without this separate sense of imagined personhood, we cannot suffer. Because all the seeming problems that we have are related to this idea of who we are. It's only an idea. How long will we keep believing these ideas? Keep believing this separate, imagined person to be ourselves. Can we stop now? Possible to stop now? It's very simple. Just refuse to believe your next thought. Then show me how you are not free. Show me how you are bound. And if you show me the bondage, then I can give you a prescription for freedom. But what I'm telling you is that the bondage itself was only imagined. So we've been waiting for this mythical freedom also. See, freedom also is a great myth. Liberation, nirvana, moksha. Pretending as if it is something I need to get. It is not something I need to get. It is just to see what is already here. But we refuse to do that. Many of us obstinately refuse to do that. We keep picking up more and more concepts about ourselves. We even pick up the concept of being a free individual or a free person without just simply looking at what is here. If for a moment you can just see what is already here and see if there's anything missing in this, then I'm very happy to have a conversation about that. But mostly what are we conversing about? Just some idea, you see, some idea. Some idea. That it should not be like this or it should be like that. How can a non-existent one decide how life should be? How can an idea run your life? The idea of a person. The idea is saying, but I am doing it. Or you are doing it right now, depending on how it refers to you. Have you even seen this? It is not constantly referred to you as I. Sometimes it says you. Why did you do this, man? Sometimes it will say, but I am like this. It's the same voice. It can refer to you as I or you. But who is this voice? Who is speaking to you in your heads? Have you ever asked this question? If it was your own self, then why would you need a voice to communicate with yourself? I need a voice to communicate with a seeming other, isn't it? If it's your own self, why do you need a voice to communicate with yourself? It's your own knowledge which is being spoken, no? Seemingly. Then what is the use of this voice? What is it telling you? Who is this one? If you even ask this question sincerely for a little while, then it is game over. Then this so-called Leela, this Maya, can seem most harmless. You still enjoy it. You can have fun with it, so much joy in it. But the bite or the pinch will go away. So for a while, if you refuse to touch the I concept, Can you speak of any suffering without touching the I concept? And it's just a concept. Sometimes what happens is that we can easily see that no person is here. No person is here. But we refuse to see that there is no person there also. So we still treat the seeming others in front of us as person. Why did he do this? Why did she do this? How could the best one is how could they think this about me? That's very, very, very funny. We have no control over our own thoughts. We don't know which thought is going to come next. But you're ready to blame another for thinking something. So in this way, in these little contemplations, this entire game will unravel. And you will realize that you have always been free. You can never be bound. Is the audio alright for you guys? Audio is okay. Okay. And a very common one is that many of you will say, here is okay. And here, it's okay. But then let's look back at today morning. What was happening this morning? Is there any trouble? And if you find that there was some trouble, then it must be around the I. This imagined I would be there. This concept of me. And this voice of the mind itself comes and says, oh, but what's the point of asking this kind of question, who am I? What do I get by asking this? You get freedom from suffering. And all that you're doing is to be free from suffering. So that's one trick of the mind. Another is to say, but this is too abstract, it's too deep. But nothing that I've spoken is deep. Actually, it's too simple. The problem is that it is too simple. And the mind loves some complexity. So it's not maybe able to hold on to these words as concepts, because these words are to dissolve your concept, not to create new ones. Anytime you feel this, that I don't know anything that was spoken in satsang, the satsang gets over, and you try to recollect what was he saying. It's very difficult because the mind cannot hold on to this sometimes. But it is doing its job. It's working at a level which is deeper than the mind. The presence is working with the presence itself. So satsang is not just in the words. So don't even get disheartened if it seems like, oh, these words are too complex or abstract. Or sometimes you'll say that it's the same thing, no, every time I hear this. It's not just in the words. So all trouble is because of this false identity which we believe ourselves to be. We've given it a name, we've associated it with the form of this body. And many of us believe that I'm inside this, I'm inside. It seems like I'm living inside these bodies. Where inside? Okay, so this is the questioner chair. It doesn't have to be a monologue like this. If someone has a question. So either you must feel that you're completely clear or you must have a question. Because the rest is coming. If you're not able to expose your question, it must be coming from some fear. Some fear of looking silly, or feeling that I don't want to expose that this is what I'm feeling, or something.
Shall I ask?
Yes.
I mean, there's nothing to, it's not a question, but it's a scene that is, I'm very clear. There's clarity that this body is not me. And now, because of all this satsang, I also know I am just the awareness. Nothing needs to happen also is known intellectually.
Very good.
But in my heart of hearts, I still feel.
Which is this heart of heart?
I don't know. That's exactly what I want to
It's all
explore.
made up. There's no heart of heart. What do you mean heart of heart?
Somewhere in the back of the mind, this thing is there.
This is the mind only,
Mind.
pretending to be the heart of hearts.
Yeah.
It found a nice name for itself. So what you're saying is, I'm not able to convince my mind. And nobody can ever convince their mind. The mind is just a tool which is there to help you play this game of separation. It has been programmed to convince you that you are a person. It doesn't have the programming to help you understand yourself. So this program will only work in this way. But we keep expecting that the mind will now change. I want my mind to change. It will change and play different tricks on you, but only to create the sense of separation, never to take you towards the oneness.
But the mind has to dissolve or has to go into the background. That is not happening. With all this clarity, it is not happening. It is still there,
Where is
alive
it now?
and kicking.
Ah.
What to do about it? The person has to disappear. It is not disappear.
Who's saying this? The person itself. The person says the person has to disappear. The ultimate trick.
But awareness has to know now the person is gone, it's still there.
Is awareness asking all this? If awareness has any trouble with the person, let's look at it. Let's slow down. Awareness is just a pure witnessing of all of this. Maya, appearance, dance, whatever you call it. Does it have any trouble with it? It is the appearance itself which is saying that the appearance should change.
Yes, that's. And recognize that there's a desire.
Yes.
There's a desire that this should have cleared. It has cleared in Anantaji. Then it should happen here also. It has not yet happened, so it is not yet finished.
This itself is the problem. Because all desires are personal. To pick up a desire means I picked up the person. And if you give it to the mind, it will come up with some other trick.
No, this is the main creepy creature bugging from behind. Not. This is not happening. So finish. You are not yet. As we go ahead, all the time.
But it's very natural.
At the background, it is still there.
It's very natural. The more you nourish it with your belief, the stronger it will seem to get. It is the mind job to say all this nonsense. Don't expect that the mind will now become very nice to you and become reverential over you or the awareness itself. Why do you need the mind to change?
At least it should lose its hold when this clarity is, this connection increases. Its hold on me should be.
Its hold you are only creating by giving it a belief. What has hold? This concept that this hold should go. That's the only thing that has hold.
Yeah.
You see the loop.
You got it. It's very clear, and that this is now here and now. There's nothing of the past or not of the future to happen. All that is gone. All those cobwebs have gone. But this one little cobweb.
You see, but this is a very tricky one.
Yes.
Because it's in programming we call it a recursive loop. What happens is that you're setting, okay, let's not use so much programming language, but the fact is that you're saying that the concept that it, this mind should not have a hold on me has a hold on me.
Yes.
So you're giving belief to this that the mind should not have a hold on me. And this is the only concept which now has a hold. So how to free this hold?
Not believe it.
No. Now, there's still this expectation that something should happen.
Yes.
I should have this silly grin like Ananta ji has or something.
No. Not like that. Just to know what's wrong with me. That's exactly the problem.
But I'm saying there's nothing wrong with it.
Even that, at least, okay, if this fellow is not convinced, at least I should be convinced by what you are conveying to me. That faith in the voice of the Guru should be there. That also seems to be weak in front of this funny belief. And this belief, what you said, the belief that this soul should go, is a wrong belief, but that is not getting counteracted by this strength of faith.
No need even for faith. It's very simple. No need even for faith. So I don't want to do Mahabharata with your mind.
Yes.
Okay? Voice of the Guru versus voice of this thing. That's happened. The Mahabharata is done. Now all that I'm saying is, and you've tasted the fruit of this. You tasted the fruit of this. Not believing your next thought. So this heart, but something. Don't want. Okay?
Yes. Many things have been dropped because of not believing them. This one thorn has not
Okay,
gone.
let's say it again. What is the thorn?
They believe that the mind should lose its hold on you, or the person should disappear from this scene.
What I am saying is that the only hold it has on you is because of your belief in this concept. Don't give belief to any should or should not. Then
There's no problem. It seems so ordinary. It seems so ordinary. I think no change.
yeah, see, this is the rule. That's what I'm saying. That some change should happen. What is the change? We'll do some magic on you.
Now see, I see you so peaceful.
Huh?
I see you so unperturbed. Those are all not the changes I observe in you.
But every expression of consciousness always is different. It doesn't have to be this way. Sure, there were many sages, even in our scriptures, some sages were very, very strong in their expression. Some were very calm in their expression, some were smiling, some were seemingly outwardly angry. It's all possible to show like this. Nobody has said anywhere that your outward expression should become like something. This is good. For now, this is good. But you will see that this is how it's playing. See? Because if you don't believe this, then what you will believe is that there is a person here who is not at peace, who is not stable in their freedom. So all these concepts will be picked up about this person idea. But there is no person. There is no you.
Thank you so much for giving this freedom of um, asking like this, because I could not have asked any other person like this. I mean, any other
Yes.
master like this. This freedom I find only
You're very
very
welcome.
nice.
Very welcome.
I could clear so many cobwebs which were there in my mind. Oh, this should happen. That so many little things which would seem very silly to ask any other master put on a pedestal. So it's very nice.
I feel it's very important for me to be as regular and approachable as possible.
Yeah.
Because all our scriptures, all our ancient books have done one great service they've done, but one little disservice they've done is they've made freedom very unapproachable. They've said that it is for 1 in a million now. I want to show you that it's completely possible right here, right now. It's very important to see that it's completely regular. All of us are that. There is only one. Yes, you can come here.
What happens? Like when I ask this question, am I aware now? Uh, Something happens like in this area. It's not exactly chest or something. I'm very confused. Like it seems like it's on the body because it's a feeling on the body. I'm not the
Let's see. Are you aware now? What happened in the body?
No, but when I keep asking it for the like many times, some feeling is there in this area. I don't know. And when I focus on in this area,
But you were aware even of this feeling.
yes,
So there's awareness and there's a feeling. Where are you? Are you in the feeling or are you in the awareness?
that's correct. But like when I focus on that feeling, the thoughts.
Yes, when you
goes
say
away.
focus, you mean when I put my attention on that. So there's awareness, there's a sense of being, and there's this force called attention. When you say I put my focus on this, means I put my attention on this sense of being or sense of presence or whatever feeling is emerging. Then what happens?
Thoughts like reduces drastically. So like mind is using a trick like you just always focus on this area so that you will get rid of the thoughts instead of not believing, because sometimes not believing seems like a big task. So he's just using this trick.
See, but what happens is that this trickster I know very well. He'll say focus on this particular sense of being or of feeling or the heart area or some chakra or something. Okay? Initially it feels very good. Then you make a practice out of it. You make a practice out of it and say that this is what I must always do. And nobody has been able to do it. Even the best yogis will sit for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years for the sense of presence. And then they will say, okay, 30 years I've sat with the sense of presence. I joke about this. No offense to any yogis who might be listening. But you focus on the sense of presence, you'll come out completely blissful, peaceful. And then you walk out of your cave. Suppose you're in Thiru, you're sitting in Shiva cave. You come from your cave, you come down the hill, and you want to go to Chennai. So you want a auto guy to take you to the cab or the bus stand. And the auto guy says, you have 40 rupees in your pocket. And the auto guy says 60. Mostly, this sense of presence, sense of peace, all that you go for a toss and you will start arguing with this guy. So it is not about holding on to a particular state. If it becomes like that, then you will feel that minute and then you will blame the auto guy because he's so wild and he's so greedy and all of that. That's why my peace went away. So if it is going to be dependent on a state which is coming and going, and all these states, external states are always coming and going, then you will feel that you had freedom and then you lost. So I'm trying to save you all of this trouble. You're at the starting point of this trouble. The starting point of this trouble is this thought that I must just stay with this feeling and then don't even believe this. Then
Yeah, because it's happening because like you said, there is a when you get up in the morning, there's this beingness is there, and then comes the attention, and then you believe. So what I thought is like, if you catch that attention only, you don't have to believe.
that's why. So working at attention level is very complicated. Because attention is a crazy monkey who wants to jump from place to place. But working at belief is much simpler. I say don't think of an orange. Orange will come. Your attention will go to this thought.
So maybe with the practice, it's
Why? But and I'm saying that you cannot suffer without believing your next thought. Any instant. Now what practice you need?
seems very difficult not to believe in some situation.
This also is a thought, so don't believe this.
Right, but
See, then what happens? It's a fact. So what happens is that more than 90% of your thoughts will get dissolved. But there will be some which will still pour. Some will still pour. And this is also great because it is showing you which identity you're still holding on to with some, it seems dear to you. So I have this example of the person being a photo album. The person is a photo album, and every thought that you have believed has become a photo in this album. See, but you also segregated it very nicely. You have sections. Right? You have employee, you have boyfriend or husband, then you have spiritual seeker. All these sections are there. Most of them don't have that much juice for you, right? So you can throw them. But some will have still some strong identity. I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not this, but this spiritual seeker, though I must be still. This sort of thing. So when a thought comes about this, then it will seem to get your belief very fast. So it seems like automatically it happens.
it stays for a long time.
It can then linger. So sense can
That is the main.
So then you look at it as grace. And then you can even expose it in satsang. See, because there won't be that many, there will be few. Around maybe one identity, maximum two. But you still have the potential to push your buttons. You can expose it. If you're not able to withdraw it from your belief, otherwise gently you can look at it as fuel for your own inquiry. Who is the one who is the seeker? Who is the one who wants freedom also? So if these thoughts are about freedom, then you can ask like this. If they're about relationship, then thought, why is she with this one? Can't some other way? Who's asking this? Who has this desire for the partner to be this way or another way? So in this way, as you inquire, you use the trick of the mind to trick the mind itself. Because ultimately, you are the supreme intelligence. The mind gets its intelligence from you. So we might feel that the mind is a great trickster, very sneaky, does all of this. But where does it get its intelligence from? From the source, which is you. Okay? So whatever trick it is trying to do, will use for your own inquiry.
But in many situations, like the situation is very intense. I start doing the inquiry, but it draws my attention in the situation.
Let's take an example. When did this happen last?
Like I had been to many satsang before, so like 8 or 9 months back. So I told you like my father had a heart attack. So in that situation, like the situation was very intense. Like, there was no chance. In that situation, I don't know. It was a grace. I started asking, "Who am I?" If I'm this body, then comes all relationship. But because of the external, in that situation, you just can't say that doctor is not doer and no one is doer. So it seems very natural to get absorbed in that situation. And
But
that's
what is the answer to home?
never came.
This is what we must look at. See, so sometimes what happens is we want to use the inquiry as a band-aid. I'm feeling some hurt, so let me use inquiry, who am I, and this pain should go. It's like that. That's what you want to do. But this is not for this. Although it can be helpful like that also, but it's much more. It's like something which can clear everything up, and we're using it as a mere band-aid. So the right way. So there's some strong, seemingly strong appearance which is happening. When you say that, where am I in all of this? There's this all external world which is visible through my senses. Then there is this body, seems very intimate to me. There's this body. Then there's this breath also. There's these thoughts, emotions. So all of these are appearing. External world, internal world, all appearing and disappearing. All this is changing. Where am I in all of this? I am the witness. First, we can say that I am the witness of all of this. And how is this witness touched by any appearance? And we can look and say. So we can look and say that all this is happening, but how is the witness touched?
It's not, but I'm again buying that thought that it's okay in the satsang, but in that situation, because you don't get that much time. Like, and this body, and this watching this breath, because the external pressure is so. And mind always says that it's doesn't matter how many satsang you do. If the situation comes like this, you always end up hearing like a person.
Yes, yes.
And
But even
I know
if,
that I'm buying it, but
even if you continue to behave as a person, what else will you behave as?
the suffering is there.
Even if suffering is there, even if suffering is there, even if suffering, the most horrific suffering is happening. Is it in appearance or is it in awareness? Is awareness suffering or is appearance suffering? So this is okay. So this is why I say that there are two A's. You heard this in Satsang. You know? There's a big A, awareness, and then there's a small A, appearance. The big A, awareness, is untouched by this small appearance. It's only that we have the power to pretend as if something is happening to me. The power to pretend is the power of belief. This power is your own intimate power. This power I cannot take from you. I can only say don't use it this way, use it another way. Yeah, I can only say don't pretend. It's like this drop of water in the ocean is pretending to be separate from the ocean. And it's saying, I am deciding my direction. I am having this, I am doing this, I am doing that. It's just drop of water in the ocean. And I am saying, don't pretend to be just a separate drop. You are the ocean itself. And then you say that, but there are these thoughts which are telling me I am the drop. And I am saying, just don't believe that. What else can I tell the drop? Yeah?
But then it feels like there has to be some reminder at that situation.
That's why satsang is here. So every day, Monday to Friday, we have satsang. Reminder is also there because it can seem like that. It's not just this lifetime, but maybe many, many lifetimes that we have conditioned ourselves to be separate, to believe, to pretend that we are separate. It can take a few weeks, might take a few months to let go of this condition. But as long as you are in satsang, I can tell you that it is completely separate. All that we require is that some seem sticky, but are they becoming less sticky or not?
Yeah, in some sense.
The more and more you will find that what was so sticky, now it just become the minor irritant, and eventually then it becomes just a little insect which you can pick up.
Except for 2-3 areas.
So these are the albums which you have cherished, the sections of the album which you have cherished. I say throw the whole album. You say most of it gone now, but this one, no, this section, this is still juicy. But you'll find that the juice will go from these. Will get cleaned up more and more. And all these fears, all these doubts which the mind will throw, we will laugh at them. The trouble is that this comedian is there in our heads and we forget to laugh. And we take it seriously. If you remember to laugh, then no problem. If you were to laugh at every thought, then you might actually have this silly grin.
And this checker is always there. Like, you have attended 10-15 satsang, but this area is still there.
10 to in the olden days, they would say, the masters would say, you stay in for 20 years, I will not give you any satsang. 20 years you clean the ashram, you do all of this. After 20 years, if I find you worthy, then I will share. But now the modern mind has become like 10, 15 satsang, yeah, but where's the freedom which he talks about? 3 weeks I've been full satsang.
No, at least we should get rid of one area. That's all.
It's like, but it's good like this. I would prefer it to be like this than for you to have this feeling that it takes 20, 30 years to be free. That's why I'm only saying, why not now? The problem for me is I cannot take your stories seriously. Because if I were to take them seriously, then we are both in trouble. So at least there should be one of us who can laugh. I don't laugh so much at your face because it seems a little insulting. But the fact is that you are talking about this ghost. At least somebody is finding my jokes. You come on the chair. This is just tactic for us to send them out from satsang. Let's create some drama so that we can. Yeah, next one. So if I were to say, okay, this is really happening to Govil. This is then, because I'm saying that we are one, that means it could be possibly happening to me. But I know nothing is happening. All this dance of appearance only. And I know that you are the awareness alone. You can pretend for some time. You pretended for millions of years, another, what, 15 satsangs will not help. What is 15 satsangs and millions of years of time? It's good. So something comes and says, you should be free by now. Who? You who? Don't say that, okay, because one of the things we said was that there's not enough time for to see breath, who, all that. So just say who. Enough time to say who. The mindset. Who. That is inquiry. You should not do this. Who? You should be free by now. Who?
I don't find any, but
So till you don't find, till then you must not let it in. Maybe somebody comes at your door and says, I want to check your house. So you say, but who are you that you want to check my house? You say, I don't find my ID now. Will you let him in? And let him. So till you find some proof of this separate existence, you refuse to buy anything from it. Then it says, but you buy. This voice itself is saying, what happens? There are moments it will come like, thought some strong identity was there, so some thought got believed. And you say, see, I'm still not free. At that moment, you will drop it. Don't do postmortems. Why did this happen? Does this mean I'm not free? Don't do this postmortem. From that moment, fresh you start. All that is required is for you to say who. Enough time for that. Now wait for your next thought to come. Office, office, office. When you say whose office? It's yours. Who? Who is this me? Inquiry is that simple. You don't have to create a separate room. You don't have to do some ritual. That simple. Just we are finding out if there is really a person here or not. I think it's a very worthwhile endeavor. All of us spend in this body, we will spend 70, 80, 100 years pretending to be this person. Isn't it? It's worth exploring. Where is this person? Who is it?
yeah, it is a vision, but it makes me do the same thing as a person. I don't know how.
Don't worry about the external content for now. See, immediately you want some change to happen. Mhm. Immediately, it's like the same way which Dr. Kanchan was saying. Why he seems different from me? What's he got that I didn't have? Just another thought. If you don't go to the past and don't project a future, where are you right now?
Something is pulling.
But who's aware of that something also? Is that getting pulled? Don't try to do something or stay in a state. You associate your freedom to be a state, or you associate with some external appearance, then it will cause trouble. Find out if you can leave the awareness and become something else. You say, I behave like a person. But can you become a person? You try. Can you try now? Become a person. Stop witnessing, turn off being also. Just be a person and show me how you do it.
I followed each and every thought, but something in the background.
Yes, it's unchanging. Even if you were to follow all your thoughts and be completely deluded, the fact is the reality of what you are can never change. But
It's the same thought. It's okay in the satsang.
it's okay in satsang, but when I go out.
Yes. It keeps reminding me the same situation, every situation. I don't know how will you do in that situation again. I know this is a thought and I'm believing it.
Some strong situation came and some behavior happened. Yeah, are you feeling guilty about it or what?
No, no, not guilty.
What does it seem like? Oh, you got flustered or something.
No, the same situation will come. I should not be like.
This is also wanting to be a free person. You want to become a free person. You want to become an enlightened person. There is no such thing as an enlightened person. Enlightenment only means freedom from this person idea. So when you're projecting in the future, it should not be like this, should be like that. It's just some ideas the mind is giving you about how you as a free person should be. I cannot predict. I cannot predict what I'm going to tell you or how I'm going to behave in the next 10 minutes. I'm completely open to whatever life has to bring.
And then this also like there is some resistance in the now, so it feels like I'm not totally open because there is a resistance. So
What the openness which is there, how did you create it?
but the resistance I created, like not allowing.
Okay, with the openness, you are here in Satsang. Out of many crores in the country, there are so few in the Satsang. So there must be some openness that you flew all the way from Delhi. Okay. How did you create this openness?
There is this desire to be free.
Who created that desire?
Something external or maybe
Who created that?
happen.
So ultimately, all of this is just consciousness which is playing. All is just happening. So if suffering came, then desire for freedom from the suffering came, and then openness to satsang came. It is all the doing of consciousness. Now the mind says, okay, now this much openness has got you here, now become more open. But there is no way for you to open anything.
Then how come the resistance is there?
Resistance is only belief in concepts. What is resistance? What is, is. I am resisting means I am believing something should not be, or it should be something else. Can it be real? It's only a concept.
And it seems real, like
It seems is good enough. It only seems real.
it somehow convinces me, like
It's the job of the mind to convince you. It's doing its job. Most of it now you let go. You stop buying from the salesman which comes to your house every day. Little bit you end up once in a while still buying. But that will also stop. No matter what you buy, you will still only be the pure awareness itself. You will not become anything else.
and there is this thing like am I letting go each and every thought, like this checker is also again
It's
there.
not about the past. It's only now. That's why I didn't say don't believe each and everything. I just said don't believe your next thought.
But then how can you delete whole album if you don't?
Forget all the album. Just don't believe your next one. You start going for your golf lesson, the golf instructor is telling you that swing like this or something like that. And the mind will say, but when will I become Tiger Woods? Just take your next shot, that's all. Don't believe the next.
But then this mind comes in. Is it sufficient?
It is sufficient. Complete freedom from suffering is possible if you don't believe the next. You cannot suffer without believing a thought suffering from you. Not possible. So I used to say actually that let go of your next thought. And still then there were many reports which said that I'm not able to let go. After that, then we broke it up even further. They said even if attention goes to thought, just don't give it your belief. This I feel that everyone can do.
And sometimes like it's there like I can see that I'm believing this thought because of some external things. But then again this belief is there like why am I believing this thought? This so it's a war.
Yeah, so don't create any of this. Just in this moment, fresh, don't believe the next. The mind will keep painting pictures of past and future. And I'm bringing you back to here and now. What's here and now? Does the presence here have any desire for anything, even freedom? Stay with this. And this will not leave you. Mind will say this is here only because satsang is here. Now, Master actually did this with someone. Someone said that so clear, the presence is here. But then I know when I leave the hall and I leave your house, it will be gone. So we said, okay, you leave. And you count your steps. Then they did go. This one. No, first he said, go to the kitchen, various parts of the house. I said, no, presence is still here. So, okay, go outside the house, go to the garden, count your steps. No, still here. Then go out to the city, come back in 20 minutes. Then presence is still here. He came back and said, it's everywhere, you see. It's actually everywhere. It's just that in satsang we allow ourselves to just remain here instead of going with past. Satsang is doing his job, is doing it very well. The mind which is commentating and saying,
He wants to take notes what you said.
Lisa says, Father, I cannot believe the next thought in my head or even the next thing that comes out of my mouth. The rug has been pulled from under my feet. Not sure I even believe that. I give up. Father, I love you. I am sure of that. Same, my dear. Love you too. It's so simple like this. So simple. Yes, there's Temba. Temba G says, thanks Guruji for your guidance. I have a question. You can post your question, my dear, and we'll look at it in a while. And in the in-person satsangs, I know that some of you have audio problems. I know that some of you have audio problems in the in-person ones. That's okay. We'll work on that soon and we'll get that sorted. And the question is, do we need a conscious mind to wake up? Conscious mind. I mean, is human life necessary to wake up? Now, what is wake up? What is the meaning of wake up? Wake up only means to realize that I am not this mind. I am not this person, idea. So let's look at the basics once more so that it's clear. There's a pure awareness, which is the pure witnessing of all that is appearing and disappearing. Only this awareness is present in deep sleep. Then when what we call waking state comes, there's a presence of being. There's a presence that I am. And once this presence I am, this presence of consciousness, this presence of God is there, then all this play of appearance starts. The body, the mind, the others, the world, the universe. All this starts with the presence I am. There is never a world without you, you see. Can you ever report that there is a world but I am not? So it's this play of duality starts with the birth of this I am. And then with this presence I am, also this mind, what we call the mind, which is nothing but a bundle of thoughts and similar energies like thoughts, imagination, emotion, memories, all this starts. And just to see that this mind is referring to me as something that I am not. It is referring to me as a separate individual, and this realization is called waking up. So it must be that this waking state is there, and we wake up in the waking state, or wake up from the waking state itself. In sleep, there is no desire even for freedom. So in this presence of this appearance, this play, then we say that this realization that I have always been the awareness alone and never the separate person, this realization comes, which is called liberation or awakening. Very good, Xavier. Very happy to see you here. What doesn't need a concept? What needs no belief? What needs no effort? What needs no time? That means it's already present. What is here now?
It's all clear that all the pointers are about being an awareness, but there's always a constant questioning about what's the purpose of the being then. Why all these manifestations around you? No matter how many times you read the same thing about how you're not what you are.
Okay, you're not what you're not.
I mean, yeah.
It's okay.
It's always, I mean, as per the concepts that I've read, it says you're just the manifestation of a desire, and everything around you is a manifestation. But if you're just the awareness and there's nothing else, then for me there's always a question about then what's the purpose of the being. But I mean, it just keeps going back to that. I mean, I don't know if I have to answer it. I shouldn't be answering it.
So there are a few answers. The first answer is that in the presence of your being, only in the presence of this being can you experience love. Not possible for the experience of love to happen without the presence of being. Does that answer appeal to you? It's only in the presence of being can love be experienced. The presence of being is there so that this expression of love can be experienced. And then I asked her whether the answer appeals to you.
But if again, if I have to believe in something like the presence of love, isn't that belief in a concept again?
No. Concept means you're relying on the mind to create a picture of something and believe that. What is a concept? It's just something intellectual, some knowledge, a thought. We're not to be in denial of what is present. So we say that this external manifestation is appearing. We're not denying that it appears. We're saying that this body is here. This internal manifestation, our thoughts, imagination, memory, all this is appearing. And then it seems like there is a witnessing of all of this, which is apart from, not involved actively in this play, which is happening in the appearance. And when you question, who is it that I am? Am I here in this play, or am I just the pure witnessing of this play? If you were to just look without buying any concept, then you will see that you are just this pure witnessing itself. This play is constantly changing. Every part of it, every part of the appearance is changing. The cells in our body, everything externally around us, constantly changing. But this me, this I, which is the witnessing of all of this, seems to be untouched and unmoved through all of this. That's why we say that there is a big A appearance, big A awareness, and small A appearance. The presence of awareness, all this dance of appearance happens. And the trouble starts when we start calling something in the appearance me or mine. Why? Because it's constantly changing. And the minute we call it me or mine, then we have concept that this should not change or this should change like this way or that way. It is changing of its own accord. You see, life is moving on its own steam. Consciousness is moving all of this. And then we are saying that this should be like this and we try to grasp it. Then we say there's always losing our grip and that's why we suffer. But if we can just stay and we see that I'm always this awareness alone, this witnessing of all of this alone, then all this can keep changing. It's just like a movie you're enjoying, including the presence of love, including the presence of peace, the presence of joy. All of this is coming and the appearance is there. In deep sleep, you don't say, I'm feeling love. Only when this world is there, this appearance is there, then you say that I'm feeling love, I'm feeling peace, I'm feeling joy. So these can be experienced only in this state. So that was the first one. So if it hadn't appealed to you, then I would have said that it's for your entertainment. See? So the answers can be many. And ultimately, you will have the insight that none of this has ever really happened. But you cannot force that insight. And the mind will never fathom it. So that is the ultimate answer. But for now, whatever appeals to you, to experience the presence of love, to transcend the false and go to the truth. The false idea of who I am, to go to the truth of who I am can only happen in the presence of being. This transcending cannot happen in sleep state. So you can say transcending. You can say entertainment, the lila, the divine dance. Just because you are all there is. If you're all there is, it's very boring. You need to create some movie to entertain yourself. So that's the point of this lila. That's the third one. And many like. The fact is that no matter what is appearing, I cannot become the appearance. The appearance can seem to arise from me, but I cannot be only the appearance. I am always the witnessing of it.
When you think of that, it's a sense of relief, but you just keep going back to being the appearance.
Only if you believe your thought. The point of thought, you program this also. It's your own doing actually. You program this thing which will keep reminding you that you are a person. So that this game, this movie can have bite, can have juice. When you read a book, it appeals to you most if you can relate to one of the characters. Otherwise, who are these people talking? It's completely unrelatable, then you won't enjoy it so much. So you created this voice which reminds you that you are this character. That's why you enjoy this movie now. It seems so real. I'm beginning to have an open mind and see what is it that I am doing. What is it that I truly am? Once you find that I am not this character in this movie, character in this book, then you find that I am the pure witnessing of all of this drama. And the only one that tries to pull me back as a person in this is this thought. That's why the simple solution to all of this is don't believe the next. And do no postmortems about the past. Maybe we should add this. Because with this, what happens is that you say, okay, I won't believe, then inevitably something gets picked up. You see? It's very natural. So something gets picked up, and then we beat ourselves up a lot. That why did I believe? I'm lost again. All this. Don't believe your next thought, and don't do any postmortems of the past. There. I see no room for the mind to escape. But there could be, and if something comes, and we'll add some more addendums to this point. Then we can watch it with a sense of wonder. You see, even the mind's objections. Oh, this is tricky one. See how this came up with this now.
One student of mine, he has a lot of depression and we call inferiority complex and fear of exams and so on. This New Year, he came. Tell me one thing. I said, yeah, one thing I heard it worked for me. Don't believe your next thought. He took it as, ma'am, I'm going to remember this.
Yeah,
Believe
very.
this mantra. He took it. And after about 15, 20 days, called back. Ma'am, it's working beautifully. I'm really feeling so free and light. And I keep telling to others,
Good.
but they don't believe it. But it works for me so nicely. Don't believe it.
Very few are open enough to look at this simple pointing. Because most of the world seems to believe that thoughts are our friend. They are allies. They are helping us be productive, be efficient, effective. The only thing they're doing is giving us misery. Only thing. Only making us miserable. They do let us seem to win once in a while so that we keep interested. Otherwise, if it is all only misery, 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 then we will lose interest very fast. Then everybody would be willing to listen to this pointing. But in the game, there is enough juice. It makes you feel like, okay, you can still get there. Let's be friends. Let's hold hands. We'll still make it. We'll come to our happy ending. The mind says it doesn't happen.
There is one more question doubt that arose. Is that we have this idea of right and wrong, dharma, artha. And there are some duties that you have to do this way. If you don't do that, means you're not doing your duty properly. These things can happen. So how do we resolve that? Like there are times like I have my own situation. Like I have time in my hands. My duty as a teacher would be to read my books, pharmacology, whatever. But there are this desire that I must clear in this at one shot. I must clear as quickly as possible. So the weakness, or I can call it weakness, but that it's a strong pull to attend satsang, to listen to or read those books or read anything that will help you to transcend as quickly as possible. This, then afterwards I feel guilty. We spent your time doing this, you should have done that. These questions too. Now you tell me, how do I resolve this dilemma that occurs?
Because you picked up the doer again. There's no, so we said, what is clear? There is no person.
Yes.
There is awareness and there is consciousness. Then who is the doer?
There's consciousness playing.
So consciousness is playing.
Yeah.
Then who decided to do this or do that or not do this and not do that?
That's very nice you are getting out of
Huh?
the situation.
No,
This argument also I put and get out of it. But then I want to know whether I'm right or not.
I'm not trying to win the case. I'm just seeing either there must be a person who has some personal will, personal doership, or there must be only consciousness. It cannot be both. So you are saying there is a person who's the doer?
No, if I analyze, no, there is no person.
Not analyze also, just to see.
So for seeing, yes, there's no person.
Then we need to imagine first a person and then imagine that it has some personal doership. okay. Most of the world is playing that game. 6 billion people are already pretending that I am a person, I am doing this, I am saying this, I am doing. Not unnatural. And it's a very sticky thing, doership. Many actually are very easily able to see that I'm not creating my thought. There is no really person here. This doership seems to be something which is so sticky. There is no individual me, but this individual me is the doer. That's the belief. No? There is no individual me, but there is an individual me that is the doer. Both cannot be true.
It could be a roguish.
It's okay, say whatever.
This is a roguish vichara we can do. Like, like a person who's into Advaita will do a roguish vichara. They can talk.
Yes. You become the Advaita, we call it, what you said, roguish vichara, we call it the Advaita police. Just using concepts to, just using concepts as excuses.
How to escape from the.
See? So that's why I'm saying we don't use it as a concept. We see for ourselves what is true. Is there any personal existence? Is there a person in existence? And if there's no person in existence, then whose dualship is it? I'm not asking you to believe any concept. You have to check and see. And the mind says, but then you will give up all your responsibility. Or the mind says, you will just lay in bed all day. Or the mind says that you will go around killing people. It's not your responsibility, it just happens. These 3-4 objections maximum, I've seen all of them. And none of this happens.
The one thing is happening in me. I'm really using all my time only doing this. And I'm noticing that. You continue escaping your class, I'm not escaping class.
This has become a popular belief. And let's look into it today also, because somebody else also in the workplace said something like this, that those who are coming to Satsang are leaving their jobs. So let's look into it, because it triggers some strong fears and strong. So what is, if you have been given this life, what is, if there is a job to do, what should that job be? Suppose this is our only life.
Then to realize that.
So suppose this is our only life. We know only this life. The rest, past life, whatever is only like dreams. You never know whether it's real or not real or what it is. Right? This is what we have. Suppose. Then what is our number one job and priority?
To know oneself.
Or at least to be free from suffering. Yes. Everybody is trying to be happy. In which job are people happy? No job are people happy. Maybe it can seem like some moments of job satisfaction. If you go and visit them on Facebook, then they seem happy. But really, if you were to talk to them, then you will find that the richest people still striving for more. They have. So whatever jobs people have done, has it given them happiness? So now we must stop beating ourselves up if we are doing something which is leading us to our freedom from this suffering. We've been making us happy.
Cool. This was God 6995 is walking away.
So because the rest of the world is miserable and misery loves company, it hates it when somebody is finding some peace and then they find excuses for why it's like this. So they say, oh, you go to satsang, you become jobless. The fact is, what is it? What does a job mean? Job should mean something which gives you joy and happiness. And what is giving you that?
Yes, strong motivation is to transcend. That is the strongest motivation. But the only thing is, I seem to be pursuing it during office hours. That is the problem.
Okay, so it's not like, if you see that the purpose of your job is to give you some happiness, some satisfaction, it must be a calling somewhere that you're doing the job. Right? If it's purely monetary, then it's going to be life sucking anyway, and it cannot last for too long. Right? It's like being in a prison. Every day you go to 10 hours of prison and you come. So if it's making you leave those situations, I see nothing wrong. But if there's a sense that there's something, some passion in it, then all that will continue to happen. It will not go away. But though these purely guilt-driven or fear-driven things, they will start reducing from your life. And also it will lead to the development of trust that I am always taken care of, irrespective of the job, no job, what is happening. Life is always taken care of. So I refuse to pander to this concept that, job and what and make, I don't feel like doing my job and all, but you're doing the best job possible. You're coming to satsang and finding your freedom. You're finding out who you are. So I refuse to believe your guilt about it. How many are doing this job? I feel the entire world should do this job, which is to find out who they are.
I feel that the escape process stems again from a feeling of worship.
Yes, only for doers.
The world needs my services.
Yes.
I have to support the world.
Yes. Doership and ultimately a sense of arrogance. This one, if it is there that, the world will stop turning unless I'm doing my job, is this arrogance that I am doing something. I am something important. So we are belittle, even arrogance, in arrogance we belittle ourselves. How do we belittle ourselves? Because you are the Supreme Lord. And in arrogance you believe that you are a person who is powerful or meaningful. So even arrogance, we don't then become truly arrogant. Find out the God which is here and know that you are not different from it. I said that even in the seeming arrogance of the ego, what is the best that it can aspire for? The best that the ego can aspire for is to be a powerful person, a meaningful person, a rich person. That's the best that the ego can aspire for. But the ego cannot truly aspire to see that it is God itself. So it tries to get all these things to be able to compete with the concept of God. But even in our ultimate arrogance, we do not realize that this is God itself. I am God itself. Or even further, to see that God gives birth and dissolves inside me. God is born every day when the waking state comes, when the universe appears. And God dissolves every night when I go to sleep. There is nothing, no phenomena, not even the immaculate conception of consciousness. The ultimate ego is that, no? The spiritual ego. It says that I am God. It has taken the concept of God and applied it to a person. I am God, but you are not. I am free, but you are not. That is the spiritual ego. So I don't mind the worker ego, the all other relationship ego, all the other egos. The spiritual ego is the one that tires me. Because the words coming from your mouth will be completely true. You're saying, I am that. I am. But the smell will be of a person, of God. It will only have the words of God. And what do I even say? But we can inquire into this. So the mind will say, but you are escaping your job. This seemingly very popular right now. I was joking the other day, no? You were there in Satsang Hall. Because I was joking and saying that it seemed like I am the only one who will be left with a job in this summer. Because every week I hear a report, I quit. And this might be triggering some fears in some of you. It might be that, does it mean that if I keep coming to Satsang, I'll quit my job? I don't see why it should be like that.
Maybe one thing personally feel like it, once the fire is blossoming, or fear and the resistance can come from those family members.
Yes.
What the hell is happening to yeah, he's going to do a job, or he's going to leave us and go to the Himalayas.
Yes.
He's going to become totally insane.
स्वामी जी बन जाएंगे तो So what's your preference, Rishikesh or Tirunelveli? It can be like that. I was saying, we were there, not there in that satsang. They were saying that one birthday I felt I want to go to Tiru. So I'm walking on the inner path of Arunachala. And my mom called very frantically. 3-4 times I didn't take because I was on Arunachala. So then she called and said, father is feeling very worried. He's upset. He might fall sick. Better come back home soon. Full filmy jo hota hai na. Full on. I'm like, I'm just here for a couple of days. I'm coming back. So the close ones can have this challenge that they will have this fear that you're deserting. So, and it happened here also. So there's a video actually where I'll send you the link where I sent this question to Mujiji, and he replied with a letter. That letter is very. Basically, the essence of that letter is that trust this which is happening to you. Your freedom cannot be bad for those who are close to you or those loved ones. It is auspicious for everyone. I've seen this.
Please forward that to me.
Yeah, I will. We made a highlight from that video. So we can send the link.
Also show it to his life.
That's why he wants it, I know.
It's
very much.
You read that letter?
You were there?
Yeah. I was in Satsang.
Yeah.
I just told Swami, just trust my trust.
Yes.
Just trust it. That's all I could tell him,
Yes.
because sometimes, like he said, like I don't work, but all the housework, the important things are done, but there is not a lot of interest sometimes in doing all the knick-knack things that I used to do before. And
Yes.
when I look at my husband, I don't know if I'm looking at my own fear in him that he's judging me, because when I talk about, he says, I'm not judging you. So I think I'm judging my own not doing enough kind of thing. So it happens at home too, like there's not enough done that used to be done before.
According to your own mind.
Yes, according to my own mind. So I think he's judging me, like, he used to see what I did before and what I'm not doing now.
But he's caught now. Because he can't admit that he never noticed what you did in the past. So he doesn't know what to say. Am I doing less than before? I don't know. So there's no, silence is the best answer to that. But if he's going to watch this, later you can show him this highlight. Just be quiet, you'll get in trouble either way, whatever you say. One is to say, no, I never noticed in the past, that's gone. And then to say that, I'm just this thing. So you're not concerned about whatever I do. It's a no-win situation.
Today, my wife was saying, I wanted to slow down a little. It's going too fast. I said, not in my hands. How can it be in your hands to slow down?
But you can't Advaita police. So what used to happen is with she was here, Garima was here a while ago. I used to be a complete jerk with her. And I want to caution you against that. So she will be telling me about some problem she had at work or something like that. And I used to be saying, but who's the... You want to hear that, right? That's just me showing off. And then one of my teachers actually told me, when I told him that my wife doesn't understand it, he said, you wait for them to come to you with openness. Otherwise, you're just using what knowledge you have as a sword to attack the other. It's going to be an umbrella which you use for shelter against. So, and this will happen in satsang also. So somebody comes to you with a question. You're not trying to show off what you know. You're just trying to work from where they are. And how can it help? How can it bring a smile to their face or bring them freedom from their suffering? So don't Advaita police her. Who's I? Who is that is not nice. In fact, Adeshanti says that this is the spiritual jerk. We become jerks. Sometimes we don't realize. So we say the truth. We can be speaking the most honest truth, but actually we're still being jerks. Yeah. So this is a very important lesson for me. If you have to check with my wife that I'm a jerk. I feel it is reduced to a great extent. She'll come to you probably and say, "Ki, yaar, ye hua, and you were saying, but kiske saath? Who is that?" That doesn't help. It's like, already started. That's why I'm questioning. Then she'll become more averse to it. She'll not be more open. If she finds that you have become more supportive, more loving, then she'll say, "Okay, what's how is it?" If you see that you've become very close, because from that perspective, if you were to step into her eyes and see from there, it seems like this guy has become very closed and is different. That will create more aversion. It will not create openness.
Mother. So in this regard, so with my mother, so she's been suffering for a long time physically, and because of that mentally. But I can't speak to her about these things. So, and she complains a lot, even when she doesn't need to and all that. So I tell her sometimes I feel of what I see. From where to where we've come, we should be so grateful. So I tell her to be grateful, sometimes. But is that also something that I shouldn't say?
If you feel, so that's why I say that let them come to you. If you feel that there's an urge to go to them, then knock gently. Knock gently, and if there's an
It's
opening.
when she comes to me and always like.
And how does she receive?
She's like, I can't. How can I say thank you for everything? She doesn't. So that's the thing.
So don't. Also, what you must not do is try to prevent suffering in our close one, because we came to our point of openness after we suffered. So when we work hard towards that, then it's preventing their satsang. You be compassionate, you be loving, you be kind in your interaction. But whatever suffering is there in their life, they will undergo. No matter what you say or do. In fact, it might be making it worse if you're saying, but you are good, you should do it. Maybe they don't want advice from you. Maybe they just want a shoulder to cry. Maybe they just want to win. So when somebody comes to me to just win, then I'm not saying, who are you?
But if I give her a chance, you just vent and vent and vent and vent and vent. So,
Buy yourself some nice earplugs. That's also seva. That's also seva and somebody's carrying. It's also a test for your own patience. This is also satsang for you. So satsang continues irrespective of freedom or not. Life, every moment is special. So just intuitively gauge for how much openness is there, and then you'll find that the right word will come. If you go with some concept that okay, she's always there, don't have any concept about her. Because especially we as children, we have this, okay? That our parents should give us all the freedom. All the freedom. I should be allowed to be just as I am. But then we are constantly judging them for who they are. So do they not first deserve that freedom? So if she is someone who wants to vent, then that's okay. If she is someone who cannot let go, then that's okay. That's their freedom that we are giving them. The same way that we expect them to give us freedom to be exactly. So it's very interesting to look at it like this. Is it that she's not giving you your freedom, or you are not giving her her freedom?
She would like me not to do the satsang bit, for example. But it's like all those things don't even affect me. I
So she's
continue
giving
doing
you.
what I
I
do.
mean, she cannot stop you from being free, isn't it? Now, what are you doing with her?
When she comes to me saying that how miserable she is, I try to tell her, you don't have to be. If you were just, I don't tell her
That's like
inquire or anything. I mean,
what the ego find most offensive is this thing when you're invalidating their suffering. Oh, I'm suffering so much. You can only do that. Even I don't do that in like the first time somebody comes for something, a few times. When that thing happens, that there's enough openness, then I can confront it and say, you're not really suffering. The first few times you have to, life will get better. Like that. And then when there is this resonance, there is this openness where it gets. So the worst thing that I can do is somebody comes for the first time and they feel like, some strong, this thing is happening. And I say, no, nothing is happening. They won't show up again. And your mom has no choice, you're the daughter, so she has to keep coming. Then, if you invalidate what she's going through, it seems so real for her. So we must take the compassion that we had from our past and say, there are so many things that seem so real to us, and now we see what's going on.
in the end, she laughs and she
Yes.
laughs at me because she's like, not crazy.
We've not seen life. When they come to my age, then we talk about it. That's what they feel. But being a mother, being a father, actually, I realized after I became a parent, it's the most helpless situation, the most vulnerable situation. Because you have no option but to love them. This unconditional love for your kids is always present. So even if they're being low, you can try all your tricks, you can be strict, you can shout, you can try and punish, whatever, but you will have this unconditional love for your kids. And it's not easy. So suppose my son tomorrow finds something that gives him a lot of joy and peace, and he comes and tries to talk to me about it. I hope I'll be open to him, but it won't be easy. Oh, he's just a kid trying to tell me how to run life. What will they see? It's very natural for the mind to have this kind of response. So just let her be free and don't see if there's some juice in this daughter identity for you. See, the thing with me is, and I always say this at work also, you're in front of me, so I will always give you things that you can use. If your mom was here, then I would give her things that she could use. With me talking about your mom doesn't help your mom or you. So see if there's anything for you in the daughter identity. It still is. So Xavier had said, Father, I feel like I just want to dilute in this moment. Can some blessing come to me in a way that I would be able to balance the self I am now with myself I know after this moment, after satsang? This is the person which wants to keep some personal identity still alive. You cannot be free and be a person at the same time. I fear I won't be able to get back easily with the routine life I am living after this satsang. And it is only the mind which same fear. All of you, we explore the same fear. That what happens to my work, what happens to my family, what happens to my responsibility. But the self actually has no trouble with all of this. When we give it to the mind, then it can seem troublesome. The self can play in every role very nicely. Jesse had said, "Dearest Father, it is seen that there is no such thing as separate thoughts. It seems as though all of mind is just one. Big, big thought taking different shapes, appearing like smoke." One big thought, I see. Yes. Moving, shifting, and changing shapes, but energetically is the same thing. Can you speak to this? Yes. It's like this one light which goes on and off, like this neon light. So when the light is on, it seems like thought is there. When the light is off, there is no mind. It is the same guy which appears, this sense of separation which appears when the light comes on. Not just here, but in the entire creation. It can use different words, but essentially the message is the same, that I am separate. I am separate. And you know the mantras of the mind. The mantra of the mind is what's in it for me. What's in it for me. Everything is what's in it for me. And what he is saying, what's in it for me. Okay? If the mind says, oh, there's nothing in this for you, it is very boring. If then this is for me, then it says, oh, this is very nice. So if you keep giving words of satsang also to the mind, then it can paint these pictures, what's in it for me. Then the second thing is that I want to be special or me first. So not just what's in it for me, I want to be the only one who gets it. Or I want to get it first at least. Yeah, I want to be special. The specialness is very important in the ego's perspective. I should be special. And then we create these barometers or these dashboards. And in satsang also, in the sangha also, people could have this. This one completely free, 100% tick. This one 90% there, almost. No? This one is still very stuck with something. This one is just coming from the same thing of wanting to be special, wanting to be something different. Every day in satsang we hear that we are all one. It's all oneness. Awareness is all there is. Consciousness is all there is. Like the mind will come in. So it's the same ego, same manifestation of this energy which says that I am separate.
In satsang, it's quite clear that we are imagining ourselves to be a person.
Yes.
Actually, we are awareness for the self, the true self. So then, what would we call self-realization? Is it always abiding in self and not becoming the person?
This concept of self-realization can cause a lot of trouble. Okay? So my sincere suggestion will be to forget about it. If it is not possible to forget about it, then pick up this concept about it, which is to say that self-realization is all about the right now. Don't worry about the life of this self-realized person and all of that, because that will create some expectations, something should happen, all of these things. So realization or awakening is right now. Right now. So awakened one, I cannot say what I will be like tomorrow. Tomorrow I might wake up and say I never want to do satsang again. So I have no picture of what the future will be like or should be like. But in this moment I find that there is no belief that I am a person. So then you can decide whether I am realized, not realized, awake, asleep, all these. Also, there's a lot of chatter can happen around this also. And the mind can say, okay, this guru is like triple A plus. You know, this one is just small A getting. It's not about all that. It's just about in the moment there is this complete freshness and openness to all that is appearing and going, and there's no concept of a separate person. So these words are allowed to flow on their own. The moment, like these hands are moving, they are moving on their own. There's no concept that I am doing this or I am saying this, or no trouble or guilt about what is it that I'm going to tell you. It's flowing very naturally. And this natural flow, moment to moment, is flow. But if we create a concept of self-realization and then try to match up against that benchmark, it's too much effort, too much hard work, too much delusion.
Maybe that's also the root of the problem, because I have also asked you in the past, and I also see from the conversations of others, the problem seems to be that most of us have is that here everything is fine in satsang, but after we go back, there is a problem. That means, as you said, we are trying to map this. Just focus on this moment,
yes,
and say that we have realization just for this moment.
Yes.
So wanting to give it a kind of imaginary permanence
Yes, it's very well put.
Is a real problem.
Yes.
That's creating the
problem. It's not a,
then we are trying to solve it.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's a real problem, because, but it's just a problem. It can seem like a problem. Yes. That's why I'm always saying this now. In this moment, you are free. In this moment, you are free. In this moment, there is no difference here and there. No difference between you and me. We are one. You are free. You are completely free. But you have the power to pretend. To do that. But I cannot buy your pretense. That's why I keep saying that the power of belief is only the power to pretend. You're not a real, you cannot really become a person. You cannot become the ego. You can pretend. And it's big trouble to buy this self-realized person concept. I'm telling you, that's why I keep saying there is no self-realized person. Unless you're free from the person, you cannot be realized. What have you realized? That I'm not a person. Where is the person in the moment? There is never a person. In the right now, there is never a person. Then are you free or are you bound? Free. There's no difference. Are you realized now? Yes or no makes no difference, because you're always free. And you live up to some concept of self-realization, who cares? There could be a concept of self-realization that if you are an awakened being, then you should be able to just fly from here to the next building, or float on water, or I touch this water and it becomes wine. All these concepts, it doesn't happen here.
I think we need more faith in, complete faith in what you're saying, because somewhere I think we also have in our minds this thought that self-realized person is like this or like that. Like you said,
Yes, these concepts.
Aware of the other person's thoughts, or you'll be able to do so many things. When we don't see that happening, we think maybe it's not.
This is not the real deal. It seems like that.
Somewhere I think that's more this deal.
And that's why I keep saying that this is a disservice that has happened because of our conditioning, especially in India. It's happening. This one so much, this will happen, that will happen, and we're leaving the core for the byproducts. So in the presence of being every life is a miracle every moment. Just that we are having this interaction is a miracle. But the fact is that we want some other firework type thing. So, but if you find that, just we look at a flower. Is the flower not a miracle? This whole world is a miraculous thing. If you want some specificity, that okay, this my teacher has been able to do this kind of miracle, that kind of healing, that kind of stuff. There is no interest in any of that. Basically, what will happen is suppose tomorrow some healing or something happens here, then this house will get full of people who want healing. And are they really interested in finding out who they are? Maybe not. So this expression at least does not flow in that way. There is no conscious desire to cause any sort of miraculous appearance or something. But if it is freedom that you want, then you will definitely find that resonance here. That much I believe, because I know that this voice which speaks from here knows what the truth is. It's seen for itself. It's the voice of this being itself. So there's no person here taking credit for this voice. This is the voice of your own Satguru in your own heart. This is the voice of the Satguru in my heart. It is the same as the Satguru in your heart. There is no person Ananta who is saying these words. And that's why I don't encourage any personal sort of devotion or personal sort of relationships and those things. Because sometimes it can be counterproductive. So all that is required is to take the words which are spoken here and just see if it works, if it is true for ourselves or not. And then if devotion has to come, devotion comes. If no devotion has to come, even that is completely fine. I'm not devoted to the concept of devotion. All I'm interested in is to share this, what comes from the Satguru in my heart, be a vehicle for that, to be an instrument for that. It's reminding me of that, my master Mujiji always says this, that Krishna and Arjuna were there in the battlefield. And the holy Gita happened through this conversation, this beautiful conversation. So Arjuna hears the truth, the truth, the truth. And then he says, okay, now can you show me the real form, Virat Roop? What is the meaning of that? So Mujiji says that there must have been some disappointment, if possible, in Krishna when he heard this question. Because all of the previous was about the formlessness of the truth. The formlessness, the simplicity, the ever-present awareness and beingness. And then to hear a question, can you show me your true form? That itself must have been a very disappointing point, but I guess Krishna must have been a little tired at that point and said, "Chalo, theek hai, that is what you want. Go and fight." Become Gita. But then which part is very glamorized from the Gita? There is this form. What will happen form? You will see some form which is 1,000 times bigger than a man. Then what will happen? You will get attached to that experience. Will you come to know the truth about yourself? You say, I want only this form. That's what happens to many yogis and all. I want this chakra, I want that chakra, I want this kundalini, I want this power, I want this siddhi. Some people with siddhis are the most miserable. You go to Rishikesh and Thiru. Some of the sadhus are the most miserable. And then they start doing things like drugs and all kinds. What is the point? You stand in a cave for 1,000 years. One leg you stand, you build some siddhis and all. How is it going to help? Get some superpowers. You can read other person's mind. Your own thoughts you can't handle. Other person's mind you read and do what? No, it's okay. I'm not saying this is all.
Again, I want to go back to the question. There may be a tendency
for mind to use that as a
Yes.
checking point,
Yes.
verification point, whether or not one is there.
Yes. The bigger problem, than that also. The bigger problem in that also than creating a benchmark is to just give up on it and say it's not possible for me because it's once in 1 in a billion. And who have we really met who has these superpowers?
Could be a blame about it.
That's the problem.
Someone has told us that somebody could sense the sap rising in a plant, this kind of thing. But then when, let's say, I'm talking to you now, I'm convinced that yes, but this is realization. Then what if that other thought comes? Then I'll compare myself.
Yes.
Then there will be perhaps a lack of faith. That's the reason I'm asking.
Yes.
So how do we negate that thought?
Yes. That's why I keep saying. So how this happens, I'll tell you. Is that there will be some devotees who will be completely so much in love and devoted to the teacher. So they could be in this Sangha also. After I die, there might be somebody who's so devoted that they'll paint this very rosy autobiography, rosy biography of Ananta. I don't want to do that. See, because the love goes so much, they will see everything that happens in the presence as some sort of miracle. That this happened, and then it gets exaggerated a little bit and gets told as a story to somebody else. Then in that storytelling, it gets exaggerated a little more, and it becomes like a big thing. You see, that in Ananta's presence, always, every day, there were these miracles. Once he said that I cannot touch this water and make it wine, and actually he touched it, it became wine. Right? That might be the story after going to 100 people, and then that gets written down. And then they say in this year 2015, this great miracle happened. And so it's like this. So this spreading of all of this mythology happened. But it takes us away from what is completely real and possible right now, freedom. When we say till this happens with me, I'm not free. This is a big disservice. So suppose you were to do all the miracles. You were able to do all the miracles. Then, but you would not know that you are this beingness, you would not know that you are the awareness. Then what would happen?
It's of no use.
No use.
Maybe there are many who are not interested in the miracles per se, who not saying everybody wants to do
Yes.
They may not be interested in performing the miracles, but there is a danger that they may use them as milestones to check whether or not they are real.
Yes. So I'll tell you the miracles which you can check. You can actually check. Is there less conflict in your life? Are you smiling more? Are you being kinder? These are the real miracles according to me. These have much more power than these so-called siddhis and all of this. Check on the events which used to cause so much suffering here. Do they have the same amount of bite or not? This is the beautiful miracle. One that there was so much resentment with, he comes in front of you and are you able to smile at him? That is a miracle. These are the miracles. Absence of fear. Yes. This resistance to life, absence of fear, openness, not resisting. Anything is allowed. Not fearful of interaction, not fearful of anything that is treating every moment fresh. Not having these plans, if there's some deviation from the plan, not suffering because of it. All these are such beautiful miracles. And no siddhi will give you these.
Because the mind tries to validate.
Yes. It is just looking to keep you trapped in this concept of person. So it will try every trick in the book. You say, well, Jesus was able to heal. But Jesus said that all things are possible for those who have faith. And this You talked earlier about faith, and I said that even that is not important in the beginning. So validate for yourself what you are, and this marinating in your own holy presence, you will see so much trust, so much faith is there. And you will find that there is no interest in changing the appearance in any way. And then some people might write to you and say, but this, you said this and it happened this way. And you will have no interest in tom-tomming that or showing off about it. So, acha, oh, like this. Oh. You will not want to focus so much on these aspects unless you want to get into the business of spirituality. But if you want to get into the business of spirituality, then note down every single thing, coincidence, miracle, whatever. Publish that quickly so that you'll have like thousands and thousands of people at your door. Nothing attracts attention more than all this.
It is easy.
It's easiest.
No, I think.
The minute you start thinking, it becomes difficult.
In the Bhagavad Gita, it said, Susukham kartum avyayam. Very easy. And I used to always ask my master, it's written Susukham kartum avyayam. Why it is written like that? Very easy. But, that this is to Bhagavad Gita, this sentence in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna telling to Arjuna. The master also, many things which you are saying, the master said it, but at that time probably I had these wonderful concepts. This should happen, that should happen. So I kept on saying, but this has not happened, but this is, so this question. And I did not have the the guts to ask him. I was afraid that he'll snub me or he'll scold me. He wouldn't do that.
He'll say, you've not really understood what have you been doing. That's the biggest problem in satsang.
Once I've been scolded also.
But what have you been doing? Have you listened to anything at all? So many years. But there's a place for that. Sometimes we need that thing, a whack to open something.
Many times, this seeker should go, this seeker in you should go. But how to get it? That's a big question for them.
You see, the biggest miracle that has happened in this expression of consciousness here, with the appearance of these words, don't believe your next thought. I feel that there is no bigger miracle that has appeared here through the Master's grace. So I feel that these simple words can free so much suffering. I find that if there's no other miracle, nothing ever happened, just this sentence, don't believe your next thought, is all the miracle I need in this life.
I've heard my masters that the words that come out of the master is dependent on the group that is sitting around them. And I said, why this simple statement that came out, don't believe in it, didn't come out from a master's mouth, didn't come out from Muji's mouth, it's come out from here at this point in time. If it had been told earlier, how quickly I would have finished it down. So many years I had to wait for this, 20 years, right. But then even not even in the first satsang this had come. It had come after 2-3 satsangs this one. Before you said let go, let go, let go. And let go seems also very difficult. But don't believe it seems so easy. At least to me. So,
the movie will end when the movie will end. You can't say why didn't it end at the interval itself? Because you were enjoying it, you were watching it. You might not admit it. The fact is, it's your own movie. You have manufactured it. You can blame me if you like, or you can blame all the other masters. It's your own movie. And it's all for you. When it appeared, it's just for you, because there is only you. Not you as a person, but beingness. There's only one being. So you're all characters in your dream, and this dream played out like this for you to hear this at this point. And maybe your master said it, how do you know?
Yeah, now that
The master might have been saying, don't believe your next thought, don't believe your next thought, but your thoughts were going so slow. At that time, you were listening to that instead of.
he told a very simple thing. He said, just keep your ego like this on the side, like a baby. Make it sit. Say, 5 minutes, give me time to be myself. Like that, he used to actually act it out. Then he says, drop the world of objects, drop the world of ideas, and just be. You should try that. So nothing is happening. So always complaining, the same way, complain. So nothing happens. You're putting effort, it's effortless. Then I said, so many things. Same way, I've kept on asking questions like what I've been asking. I was ready to get snubbed and scolded also by him. I didn't mind that because I know even that scolding will be. So I was very, but I know it's God's grace. It's a God thing. And now when I look back and read what he says and read the Mandukya, read anything, I say I understand it much more clearly. That time also I felt like that. Now
that's also a miracle. You know, after a few satsangs, if you've been listening with openness, all these scriptures, Brahma Sutras, Shiva Sutras, which we've been told are very difficult to understand, only the greatest yogis can understand, Ashtavakra Gita. If you open them, it's basic common sense.
Very simple.
It's very simple. That is a miracle.
It's like they are also pointing like that only.
Yeah.
But I don't know why.
It seemed like it was very difficult.
That's why it is said, this path opens up to those who are eligible in the sense that when that openness comes, automatically those words or whatever gets highlighted and pointed to something like that.
Yeah, it seems like that because when you read them now, you see that this was there, or this freshly printed new version of the Mandukya, or the new version of the Shiva Sutra or the Brahma Sutra. It seemed like completely different when we did. Good. Zoe has gone to sleep already or no? She's still awake. No, the kids must have gone to sleep. And Bhavani is here. It's called fear. So 3 of the Sangha members requested for a new name today. And some of you are new, so this name thing can be very sticky also as concept. So let me explain a little bit about this naming. So there comes a point sometimes that in this devotion it feels like even what the world refers to me as, that should be a word coming from my master's mouth. I know that I am not this identity, I am not whatever name, and I will not be the new name. It's just a sign of surrender and devotion to say that let the world refer to me from now on as a name that my master had given. That's fine. But in the Sangha or in Satsang, there is no differentiation here about, oh, these ones have names from Ananta, or these ones don't have names. These are not devoted enough, or they have more devotion. Nothing. Very naturally, there were some who have said that I am very happy with my name, I will never ask for a name. And then there is a strong urge which comes automatically, and this question comes. And when the question comes like this, that may I have a name from you, it's so beautiful. And they say yes. It's very naturally like a game. It doesn't say anything about your freedom or your devotion, or your love. Just a natural flowing with that. You feel like the guru is your mother and your father, and you like to get a meaning from them. This one is having second thoughts. Come.
It just came like a rush. I'm very happy until now.
And what happens is that they will ask for a name, but it's not, a name will come, and then you will feel like, okay, this will go, the energy of that name or the presence of the name, let it go. What you do is don't make a full listing out of it. So today, Rashmi, Zoe, and Bhavani have asked for names. So we'll start with Rashmi. You can write these. No, just help her with that. Write it back and put this. So,
Get hot.
I can help. So what happens is that a name will come, or you will come across, you could be listening to a bhajan and this word will come, and there will be a request for a name. You feel that this name very energetically is very good with this particular presence, you will say yes. Sometimes there's some energetic quality in the name which you want to get amplified. So then you would use that also. So Rashmi is asked for me. A very beautiful name for you today. And the name is Radha. Do you accept this name? Radha is a sign of devotion. It's the ultimate sign of devotion. Radha lost herself completely in Krishna. There was no Radha. And when a devotee becomes like that, then the devotee is actually said to be stronger than God himself. So we always say Radha first and then Krishna. Just to remember Radha is enough. You don't even need to say. So in many Krishna devotees, they just say Radhe Radhe. They don't even say Krishna. Radha is enough. This devotion, which I know she has in her heart, is enough. Mind will keep playing all kinds of things. And this devotion, freedom is already there. So surrender your old identity and everything that's happened with this identity into the fire. Satsang. And also surrender what will happen in the life of Radha and this new identity called Radha also surrender at the feet of the Master in the fire of Satsang. From this moment on, at least among the Sangha members, we will be known as Radha. Jai Radha.
Jai Radha.
Jai Radha.
You stay here, you will do it. So she will do the ceremony on your behalf as well. So Zoe can come up next.
Thank you, Father.
So ever since I met this one, I knew that she is part of the family. Even before maybe she knew it. I have a beautiful name to offer you as well. Name is Devika. Devika means, for me it means Devika, which means that which comes from God. So this is the pure being Atma itself, which is a manifestation of God, Devika. So may this name be so auspicious for you. And may the flowering of your being continue to happen as beautifully as it has. And may it bless everyone in your presence as well. Do you accept this name?
I do.
Now, surrendering the old identity has gone into the fire. All that happened in the life of Zoe, let nothing remain of that. Let nothing remain. And with the new identity also, is surrendered at the feet of the Satguru. May Jiji's grace continue to guide your every step. May you bring peace and joy to all that come in your presence. all my blessings are with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jai Devika.
Jai Devika.
Oh, Izzy's up with Mike, isn't she? Who's up? No,
Only just. Only just.
Good. Thank you, my dear. So much love to you.
Thank you. So much love to you too, Father.
So Bhavani also is here. You can unmute your mic, my dear. Otherwise, I won't know whether you're accepting the name or not.
No, I have, Father. I have. Thank you so much, Father. Thank you so much.
Bhavani already has a strong name. Bhavani. Strong. But I felt somehow in my heart that there's another energy which is more suitable for you right now. And this name is there for you. And this name actually means the same thing as your current one. It's a different form, different energetic form of the same. And this name is Aparna. Aparna also means Durga, Parvati, Shakti. And may this. Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Get on the plate. Look at the round thing. Triangle. So Aparna is the same feminine form of Shiva himself, the light of consciousness. And may this name bring all auspiciousness into your life and all blessings to those who are in your presence. So now we'll surrendering the old identity, everything that happened in the life of Bhavani is surrendered at the feet of the Master. And may nothing of this cause you any suffering. Nothing from the past cause you any suffering from this moment on. And also the future, whatever is meant to happen, the life of Aparna, may that also be surrendered at the feet of Gigi, at the feet of the Satguru, to guide your every step. From this moment on, at least in the Sangha, you will be known as Aparna.
Thank you so much, Father.
You're very welcome.
I'm very grateful, Father. At your feet.
Jai Aparna.
Jai Aparna.
Okay, so let the Sangha also congratulate all of you. Let them virtually give you a hug, and while we do some chanting.
Jaya Parna.
Jai Hati. I love you so much.
Jaya Parna. Jaya
Jai.
Devika.
Devika.
Jaya Devika.
Jai Parna.
Jaya Parna.
Jai
Jaya
Devika.
Devika.
Jai Radha.
जय अपर्णा, जय देविका, जय राधा.
Jai Devika. Jai Aparna, Jai Devika.
Jai Aparna, Jai Devika, Jai
Jai Aparna, Jai Devika.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Om Namah. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
जय अपर्णा, जय देविका.
Om Namah Shivaya.
जय देविका.
Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Shiva Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva
Should we sing another song?
Song.
I didn't hear that, I'm sorry.
Should we sing a song? Okay. Yes, yes.
And a raindrop is falling to the ocean. There may be fear of dissolution, but when it touched the ocean, and it the story, the story, the story of the sea. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Shivaya. When a river is flowing to the sea. Don't stumble on the words, please.
Yes.
You know, the sea and the ocean. There may be some hesitation. It will lose its individuality. Where can you find the Ganga, the Amazon, in this great ocean? Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Can we fall in love with the cloud? And if we do, along with everything is passing. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. It just sounds like that.
It's very beautiful.
Can I sing one more that I
Yes,
know?
yes, yes.
I've been just listening to this one for so many days now. I wanted to request Om to learn the guitar on this one so we can all sing.
So you have a guitar.
He can play the guitar.
Yes. Which is this? Which is the one?
This one, the one I sang.
You want to get the guitar?
No problem if you want to. Like,
No, sure. No, some.
the one I sang.
Oh, this one. Yes.
Someday we'll all sing.
Oh.
Shivoham, Shivoham, Shiva Swarup, Shivoham, Shivoham, Shiva Swarup, Nityoham, Shuddhoham, Buddhoham, Muktoham, Nityoham, Shuddhoham, Buddhoham, Muktoham, Shivoham, Shivoham, Shiva Swarup, Advaitamananda Rupam Arupam, Advaitamananda Rupam Arupam, Brahmoham, Brahmoham, Brahma Swarup, Chidoham, Chidoham, Satchidananda, Shivoham, Shivoham, Shiva Swarup, Amaratma Satchidananda, Shivoham, 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 Amaratma Satchidananda, Shivoham, 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 अखिल विश्व का जो परमात्मा है,
सभी प्राणियों का वही आत्मा है, वही आत्मा सच्चिदानंद मैं। शिवोहम 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 शिवोहम। जिसे शास्त्र काटे नागनी जलाए, गलाए न पानी न मृत्यु मिटाए, वही आत्मा सच्चिदानंद मैं। शिवोहम 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 शिवोहम। वही can't remember. शिवोहम 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 शिवोहम।
Devaki will sing for us, no? Devaki will sing. Her throat is better or still bad? It's good. So we'll have some croaking singing.
Okay, croaking singing coming right up. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho.
Very nice, very beautiful. Not croaky at all.
Thank you.
Also, we are going to be going to Krishna Das, 20th evening. I don't know if all of you have heard. Are you here for a few days or when?
Yeah, for 3 days. Till Monday. And come here.
Yes, Monday Satsang. So for those of you that like Krishna Das, you either love him or you hate him. Right? Most people that I know love him. There are some that can't stand the sound also. So we are going to be going. He's coming to India. Bangalore is one of the places. He's also going to be in Rishikesh before the Feb 8th will be in Rishikesh. So January 20th, there's a singer, Kirtan singer called Krishna Das, who used to be with Neem Karoli Baba in Rishikesh. So because okay, I don't want to, especially when it's broadcast. But basically, you can love him or you hate him. So you go to YouTube and search for Krishna Das, and if you enjoy it, then you can book tickets. It's available on Book My Show. 20th January we'll be all going. How many? 12, 13 of us are going. 15 of us.
Father, I haven't heard him before. I'm just coming to be with him.
That's also okay. 20th, where is it? Not palace.
No, next to Forum Hall.
You're coming? No,
You
it's some Satya Sai hall.
Yes. Just next to Forum Hall is Acropolis apartment.
Right.
Next to Acropolis is this hall.
I see. Next to Acropolis. The tickets are still available? Are you guys also coming? 20th Jan, there's enough time. Mike would love it.
Yeah, you know you're unmuted.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, you're talking.
I've got Zoe to sing to me here. I'm fine.
You got an in-house Deva Premal. Thank you all so very much for being in Satsang today. Satguru Shri Muji Ji ki Jai.
Jay.
Jai.
Jay. Jay.
I didn't get you on. Is he troubling you too much with all these questions?
Too much.
I would have spiritual journey.
It's a ritual journey. How you can use it? It's using history.
Yeah.